pure white canvas is already so beautiful and stands as an art of itself. Okay, welcome back again to my new video with the same painting that you saw in the last video, but this time I put a portrait that I created during my art residency last year and at the beginning of this year. The series is called Owing to the Absence, and I will make one more video about it, and if you want to see the process of me making them, if you go back in my channel, there are some videos from daily vlogs where I show my art residency and how those paintings were created. So if you're interested, just check it and let me know what you think. And if you like this painting, you can find more of those artworks on my Instagram, link in the description. Today, when I brought new canvases to the studio, sorry, not to the canvas, to the studio, I usually prime them one more time with a gesso coat before I start painting on them. In the last year or so, I decided to buy white canvases, ready stretched, primed, to save time. Don't get me wrong, I love stretching canvases and preparing them. There is that feel to it, something that you can't necessarily get when you buy ready-made canvas with the primed canvas, but it's definitely a time saver when you have something made by someone and you don't have to think about scheduling that time in the studio to prepare those canvases stretchers. But before I start painting it, I usually give a coat of white gesso or sometimes white acrylic paint before I start painting with oils, just to break that fabrication of the canvas. I don't know if that's a good word, but just to bring a little bit my touch on the canvas surface, pure white canvas surface, before I actually apply any type of oil paint on it. It just gives me that connection, and oftentimes when I do that, when I prime the canvas, I think about it that the pure white canvas is already so beautiful and stands as an art of itself. But of course, I can't use this idea of white canvas as a finished work, just because it feels like the concept already doesn't resonate with people unless someone is really into it. But I feel like it's not time for that type of art anymore, and you know, there's maybe no time for my type of art anymore, or maybe that's not a right type of art for the time we live in. I don't know that, but definitely when I go to the Modern Museum and see white canvas or canvas like a minimalistic artwork, it's for some reasons feels already that this idea is it's a past, it's a relic of the past. I don't know, that's how I can explain it. So I've been thinking about it a little bit today, and for that reason, when I was priming canvases, and I came across the Christie auction that took place, I believe it was 2015, with a white canvas painting that got sold for $20 million, and that was a painting by Robert Raymans. And it got me thinking that, like, well, yeah, that's great. It's still kind of very close time frame to that auction that happened in 2015. Even if it's 2023 now, I feel like it's still kind of close. But I'm just thinking that if there'll be like a contemporary young artist today doing it, I don't think that will happen. Maybe in 100 years after the artist will die, and the artist has to be successful first. But I'm just thinking that it's that pure white canvas becomes almost like an object. And personally, I lose that connection with this canvas as an object, because it becomes an idea that already was used, and if I do it again, people will just get bored with it. It's just like, yeah, it's been already done, we don't have to think about it again. When maybe with figurative painting or abstract painting, I don't know how much artists can invent, but perhaps there is a little bit more to talk about, because you can focus on social, political, historical subjects, and maybe that kind of subject become an idea for the painting. What is actually art in that sense? That art, to me, it becomes maybe an instrument of survival. So without art, there'll be no culture. So whether that art is good or bad, whether we have debate if the contemporary art is fluffy, good or bad, how many of those artists will become a relic of the past, and how many of them will actually be remembered. This is just a debate, and I don't think I can decide it today. But definitely, art becomes the part of the conscious. It's like a mass conscious, where everybody has something to say, and everybody wants to be an artist, because being an artist, it means to have a status, importance. So everybody wants to be an artist. Even if you have no talent, in one way or another you want to be an artist. And I see that now with the YouTube or even social media, there is a lot of creators, and they call themselves influencers, and they think about themselves as an artist. But are they artists? Maybe in their mind they are, maybe for real artists, maybe they're not artists. You know, we have a filmmaking and all that other things. Basically, artist becomes an author of the culture, and that's how I like to look at it. That takes me back again to the white canvas and the studio, that often as a creator, author, artist, painter, however I want to call myself, I fight internally with the struggle of what I'm going to create, what I'm going to make that will be that next idea, next canvas, next white painting that will change the art forever again. So my goal is to paint and then maybe by accident create something that will stand the world again. Alright, that's all I have to say for today. Subscribe and share the video, and leave the comment why you think white canvas is not art.